Hi, sports fans. I'm Anthony Perkins,
And I'm Jeff Miller.
and we are here to give you our top 11 teams or top to bottom teams in Gaston County.
Best to last, as we call it on Carolina Varsity. And I'm going to give you the bottom of the list first. And bottom goes to Highland Tech. Um, haven't won a game in what 2 years or 3 years. Their last win was in 2013 against Pine Lake Prep, I think. But I hope Highland Tech is able to pull one, get a win real soon. Next year maybe. But they're my bottom. Then just above them is Cherville, a team that beat them Friday night, and this was Cherville's first win. Probably will be their only win of the year. But you know, better days are ahead, Cherville. Just keep plugging. Keep working, and greater things are going to happen in the future. And above them is Mountain Island Charter. Now, they've uh, they've completed their conference schedule already. And they haven't been able to play a complete conference schedule, and they won't be able to do it next year since they're not going to be able to play Cherville because Cherville's already got a 2-year deal worked out with somebody. But maybe they can get something worked out next year. But Mountain Island Charter is above Cherville on this list, and too bad we won't find out, who's better between the two. But above them is Bessemer City, and they've struggled this year. But I put Bessemer City above Mountain Island Charter because by virtue they beat them at the start of the year 28-7. So that automatically puts Bessemer City up there, and they've had a rough year too. The Southern Piedmont 1A Conference has gone through a complete power shift. And what are your thoughts?
Well, actually, I'm in agreement with you. I was waffling back and forth on Bessemer City and Mountain Island Charter. I originally had it like you did. I flip flopped them. I'm going to agree with you on that. I'll go with you. Highland Tech from the bottom up. Highland Tech, Cherryville, Mountain Island Charter, and then Bessemer City.
All right, and then we get to some of the bigger schools. And above Bessemer City, I have North Gaston. And, it's been an up and down year for them, but mostly down year. Last week I had them right below Stuart Kramer, and looks like I was right. Stuart Kramer beat North Gaston last week 35-28. So, and that we'll talk more about that later, but right now that's where I got North Gaston. And then above them, Hunter Huss. I put Hunter Huss there because they lost to Lake Norman Charter. I mean, that was a shocker. That I couldn't believe that when I heard that. I don't know how they lost to Lake Norman Charter, but Hunter Huss.
I'll tell you why. The other team scored more points.
Good answer. Yeah, but
Carry on.
but that's usually a good way to lose. Allow the opponent to score more than you. Now, scoring up one more spot from last week is Stuart Kramer. Their win over North Gaston, and Hunter Huss's loss to Lake Norman Charter puts Stuart Kramer, in my opinion, over Hunter Huss. Now, that score will be settled this coming Friday as the Storm travels to Hunter Huss to take on the Huskies. And so far, what are your thoughts on these three teams that I listed?
Who's your next two teams?
Okay.
Who's your five and your four and your three teams?
All right. East Gaston. I got them right there. They have fallen one spot due to their loss to Ashbrook, and looks like looks like Jekyll showed up for Ashbrook Friday night against East Gaston. Um, well, Jekyll showed up the first half, outscored him 20-0. Then you saw a little bit of Mr. Hyde as East Gaston cut that lead to 20-13. And then Ashbrook put on a late touchdown to, ice the game. And so that, East Gaston, it's still up in the air. And I don't, who do they play? Oh, they play Lake Norman. Oh, they already played Lake Norman. They play North Gaston, so I don't see them moving next week. Then, third place, they have fallen one spot, and that's Forest View.
Is that 3 or 2?
Forest View drops to 3, below Ashbrook.
Okay. Oh, okay. Well, I have in number 7 spot, I've got Hunter Huss. Now, the only reason is because of the overall record, and like you say, some of this is going to shake out over the next couple of weeks because some of these teams are going to go are still yet to go head to head. And then above them in number 6 spot, I have North Gaston. And I've got Stuart Kramer right now above North Gaston. I think Stuart Kramer surprising a lot of folks. They surprised me last Friday night with the win. And, they still got some important games. Right now, they're in the top spot in the 2A side of that bracket. Yes. And also East Gaston, I have in the number 4 spot. And I have in number 3 spot Ashbrook. And the reason I have 3 Ashbrook over Forest View. Now they play each other Friday night.
Yes.
But I'm sure that Ashbrook will bring it because schools are only separated by like 4 or 5 miles, and a lot of the kids know each other, go to the same churches, just like kids at South Point and Gastonia. South Point and East Gaston. A lot of those kids go to the same churches. But I don't know. I think that having seen both teams play, I think that Forest View is better than Ashbrook. But it all depends on which Ashbrook team shows up Friday night.
And it'll depend on where Forest View is at mentally. Now, here's an interesting note. Forest View has not beaten Ashbrook at Ashbrook since 2001, and that was just a few months after I graduated. But the other 3 times Forest View's beaten Ashbrook were at Forest View, including last year's big decision. I think it was 44-21, or I don't know. That's I know it was a lopsided score the second, and 48-22. That's what it was. So Ashbrook's going to want to avenge that, and it'll depend on if Forest View lets South Point beat them twice.
Okay.
And of course, we both agree on the number 1 spot, South Point.
Okay, I've got South Point 2. I've got Forest View number 2, and you got Ashbrook 2. Okay, all right, and then both of us agree on South Point.
Well, I mean, why not? I mean, South Point pretty much has beat every team in the conference capable of challenging them, and from here on out, I think it's smooth sailing for South Point. They got Lake Norman Charter at home Friday, then travel to North Gaston, then they have Stuart Kramer at home. So I think South Point will handle all 3 of those teams mighty easily.
Okay, there you have it. 2 slightly different point of views of the teams top to bottom in Gaston County. Thank you.
Thank you.